Daily Drawing Club. We're going to do a drawing challenge today and talk about some fundamentals this morning. Welcome in the live chat. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit a comment. Just drop there, drop a comment in, subscribe, all that stuff. Today, we're going to be drawing. Today's drawing challenge is some fundamentals. We're going to work on cat faces. Primarily because, and there's my cat now trying to get in and out. And goodbye. I was hoping she would join the stream, but yeah, we're going to work on some cat faces today, primarily because I don't want to draw cats. Sometimes I draw cartoon cats and things like that. So we're going to kind of look at this, work on some fundamentals. Now, you might be super awesome at drawing cats already, and that's okay. If you are, you're just going to draw some cats today. I didn't put a time limit on it. Maybe challenge yourself to draw in a different style, like a cartoon style, or maybe just try a little something different drawing cats. So these are the cats that I'm going to look at. I'm going to set my timer here for 30 minutes. And let's see here. Turn on my do not disturb. Be good. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to fade these cats out real quick. Good morning, Susan, Dan, Guy, Steph, Ken, over in the live chat. Yeah, I have a dad joke for perfect, drawing the perfect mind cat. Perfect. Right? Okay, so what I'm going to think about here, just for other artists out there, like when you're drawing a lot, you oftentimes will see these shapes without seeing them, right? So when we talk about fundamentals, we're talking about, throw a layer above here, we're talking about seeing like the shapes of, those fundamental shapes are there, right? The circles and the whatever. And it's okay to don't think that if you're tracing over, just to kind of get the fundamentals down of how a cat's head shape might be. We can see here we have this kind of shape on the silhouette. It's kind of like a weird bean or something like that. If I were just drawing a cat out of my mind, I might think, I'm going to think like that diamond shape too. I'm going to think like that, and I'm just not going to. I've been doing a lot of cartoon work. So what I want to do here is kind of just study a little bit of just cat faces. And the reason I'm just focused on the faces is because I think sometimes we can get a little paralyzed into thinking about the whole body, right? So if I'm trying to draw animals, I'm looking at the whole body and I'm trying to master the complete animal. And I think it's good to just kind of focus in, just like we would learn human anatomy. You're not going to draw a perfect person every time. Let me clear this layer here. Okay, so I'm going to work on these cats. I'm just going to move these cats down. Actually, I want to do this real quick just for fundamental reasons. Okay, I'm just going to shrink these cats down so I've got some room to work over on this side. Okay, cool. And my cat wants back in now. This is really hilarious. Regular viewers know that my cat is in and out, and in and out. Let's do it. It's Miss Peach coming at you. Usually on the back of my chair, like that. But she wants to look out the window. So let's see if she stays. Maybe she'll chill. You good? All right, she's settling. Settle down. We got a stream to do, Peach. We got to draw some cat heads here. So, my goodness. It's constantly. She hears me and her talking when I'm drawing. She's like, what am I missing? What am I missing? And she hates closed doors. Okay. Anyways, distraction. So I'm just gonna look at this cat head here. And I'm looking at fundamental shapes, and I'm gonna be kind of like a little bit angular here. And of course, we'd have like a center line. And this view here, because people ask to see like my hands, what I'm doing sometimes. One of the mistakes I make when I'm trying to make like cats is I'm always thinking about those cat eyes being like that, you know, kind of like cat eyes. But I don't like, it's not really, if you really look at the cat, they do have a little bit of slant in there because of the nose. But also, like, I'm doing this today because I kind of suck at drawing cats, guys. So I'm just showing you how I might study this cat, this little guy. Let's call him Charlie here. Charlie. So I'm going to draw the little, I'm just going to put the key places, the key elements of the face. It's 7 a.m. here, guys. Come on. I'm not a teacher. I'm just showing you what I would look at as I was studying it. Also talk about how artists feel. Like, I know you draw things. I was just thinking about this right before the stream came on. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna really suck at cats today. I know I'm gonna. It's gonna be a really terrible looking cat head. But we're gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna draw a couple cat heads. Kind of just try and pencil them out and figure it out. So when you're in your sketchbook, have you ever done this where you draw something really, there she goes. Goodbye. Goodbye. Speech. Have you ever drawn something and then just thrown it away? Like, you get about this stage and I'm like, I don't like this. You just tear it up and throw it out. Here she goes again. This is, hey, can you assist me with the cat? This is at least somewhere. Help me. Save me from the cat. I can't. She's clawing at the door, in and out. You can't ignore her. Yeah. It's distracting. I'm trying to talk. So anyways, what I was saying, that you get about to this stage and I'm like, this is a dumb looking cat, and I'll throw it away. Well, what we want to do is not do that, because I'm going to challenge you and myself to keep the old drawings, because you'll be able to look back and kind of see the improvement. So we might do cats again in maybe a couple weeks, and then I'll pull up this really bad version of a cat that I'm about to draw, or, you know, decent version. But I'm not trying to draw portraits either, really. I think I'm just trying to like capture a more realistic cat than I would usually draw. I'm kind of getting into those eyes. It's a little bit of like life drawing, but also just seeing those fundamental shapes. Too many people worry about the hair or the fur too. Like, you start to think about that fur too much, and that's what kind of makes the drawing look a little whack to me. I know that these, I'm just going to go ahead and draw just the real thin lines for the whiskers. Got some long whiskers, this cat here. But this does not look like that cat, I'm aware. But I mean, cartooning perspective, I mean, if someone looks at it and goes, that's a cat, then I guess I've done my job. But still, it's something that I would usually avoid. Like, if I got a script or something, or someone was like, draw a cat, I'm usually going to try to avoid that drawing. And then maybe once I master some cat faces, then we'll work on the cat body. Because it's really tempting to want to draw all of it, you know, like all this section over here and stuff. But I just want to kind of get rid of that center line. His eyes look whack. I don't know what I did wrong there. They're a little bit big. But I'm going to keep it because I'm not going to erase. It's really tempting to just say, screw that. But that's the first cat head. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad there. Not bad, not bad. But like, I know that I know that's how artists think. So I'm just kind of expressing, like, I do not like this. This looks like a cat cosplay helmet. It looks like a helmet that's on a guy. It's like dressed as a cat for Halloween. You know what I mean? That's what that looks like to me. Right? Like those weird latex masks. All right. So I'm going to forget that cat head for a second. I'm going to go and just kind of look at this one right here for a minute. And I'm going to study that slope that goes up. I set my timer for 30 minutes. If you're having like a busy day and you're like off to work or something like that, maybe you're getting your kids ready for school or something, or give yourself like give yourself like 30 minutes at some point today to like just practice. If it doesn't have to be cats, but I'm trying to like just study these fundamental shapes here. Get a little chin. And I know it's not going to be good. Like I know I'm not good at cats. That's why today I'm like, I'm going to draw something I'm not good at. It's going to be, if you want me to draw Eddie from Iron Maiden, I can rock that out real quick. But a cat, I'm just going to, this is the stage where I would throw this away normally. I might just crumble that up and be like, gone. But we're going to keep drawing through it. And that's kind of the way that you get better. So, my kind of advice is just to kind of try to figure out, don't try to like, see, I started already doing that, thinking about the fur. I don't want to do that. I got to stop myself from doing that. You just have to worry about the overarching shapes that are there. We got this ear here, and we got this ear going off on that side. And there's no space between. So I'm thinking about the negative space here, right? When I'm looking at that, I'm thinking about that here. If you sometimes just draw the negative space, I can see those triangles. Triangle there. Okay. And then I can start to figure out, well, from that point of the triangle on his ear there, am I drawing directly on it? I am. Oh, well. From there, I could start to figure out, like, does this, when you draw a straight line down, does that hit the same place? And it doesn't. See? And then I might adjust that eye to where it's supposed to go. It's kind of in line with this. You see? I'm kind of just looking at like lining things up. I'm trying to think about that. Get rid of that line too if I can. Now I'm on multiple layers and that's stupid. Oh, come on. Where is that line? All right. The joys of digital drawing sometimes when you get your layers all jacked. See, I'm just not feeling this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw cats again in maybe a week, something like that. I don't want to take up too much of, hey guys, we're drawing cats again. I'm probably going to do it like privately, some of my time. This cat looks very sad. Like he's just like, oh man, can't draw cats, bro. But I'm going to draw some cats privately, and then I'll come back and be like, guess what? And then we're gonna show side by side the cats that I've drawn. And by the way, we have the Daily Drawing Club. I'm gonna check and see real quick here. What are we at? 7:16. Our daily drawing prompts like this come out at 5 a.m. You get some other perks with that. I also draw the VeeFriends comic strip daily, so I'll be doing a stream today at 8:30. 8:30 on the VeeFriends, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time on the VeeFriends YouTube channel and all other socials that they have. So if you want to watch me draw some comics, that's where I'll be in a little bit. In this case, I might actually start looking at some of those other lines on that cat. You know, I have like 15 minutes on my timer. So I got some time to, it's not a bad looking cat. You know, also like when they walk, like I just zoomed away a little bit and looked at something else and came back. And now I'm not like super zoning into details I don't like. You kind of just take a step back and look at the bigger picture, and then you know you get to kind of see something that starts to look like, okay, that looks more like a cat to me. Maybe this part is a little bit wide. Look, this part here is a little bit wide, so I want to kind of work on that. It's definitely not as wide as his nose up there, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that little chin and kind of just tuck that back in. It's already kind of looking more, you know, like the shape that I wanted. There. And then again, I'll hit some like light whiskers. I'm drawing this pretty light because I'm not a portrait artist. I'm more of a cartoonist. I'm just trying to figure out also, how can I draw a cat in less lines? You know, how can I figure that part out? Or a fox or something like. I could draw cartoon cats all day long, you know. All right, let's try this crazy cat here. Let me look at the the Discord. We got the Discord community too. It should be linked up. I looked in here a little bit. We got Pokemon and Ghosts from the other day. Good job, everybody there. I'm going to scroll back a little bit. Hot Piece of Toast. Pokemon is a Ghostbuster. I mean, Pikachu. Slimer. That's a cool one. That's a good looking one. Ghost Trap. Awesome tribute to Hip Hop Family Tree there. That's cool. Sarah? That's a fun one too. Up, Sketch Squatch. Man. Jigglypuff is a. What did you do, Ray? Nice. These are fun drawings from this week. Or Ed. Come back, Ed. Heavy Metal from yesterday, right? That's cool. Love looking through your drawings and seeing how you interpreted it. Here's the Megadeth, right? That's the one that I forgot to mention on yesterday's stream. My sister really loved Megadeth too. She was always bitter about the Dave Mustaine. Oh man, okay. So we're at today's now. I wanted to see Steph's faces of cats. This is wonderful. This one's wonderful. So yeah, I mean, cats are tricky, man. Oh boy. Oh yeah. So I'm just trying to draw. I'm gonna go. We got 11 minutes left on my clock, so I'm gonna just try and draw this one really fast, as if I would do it like super fast. I would grab. That's where the nose is gonna be. This is where the eyes are gonna be. sometimes capturing it fast instead of that slow catching, you're gonna capture, something else. Especially after you're loosened up, you're gonna capture a little bit of, you know, what's really going on with the. This is a weird cat face. I saw this when I was looking up the reference, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to draw that one. But I suck at drawing cats. I know it. It's something that I avoid, something I've always avoided, unless it's a cartoon cat. I can draw those pretty well. But if someone's like, draw me a portrait of a cat, or in a more serious comic book, I just mess it up all the time. I don't know why, because I haven't practiced. You can get in there and work on like, what's a cat nose look like? I think that's what's intimidating to me, is like, it's hard enough to draw some human anatomy, and you're like, well, a cat nose does some weird stuff, a little cleft palate there. I guess that's, I don't know if I'm saying that right, kind of like a split. My resolution's a little bit off too. It's a little blurry. It's okay. Good enough to capture the. I don't know what we're here. Yeah, I'd say all animals really. I'm not the best. Unless it's cartooning, I can cartoon animals all day. If it's more of like a realistic animal, I struggle with that. So this is good practice for me too. Again, don't throw your drawings away. I know it's tempting when you feel like, wow, this sucks. That's what's going to make you better, is when you look back and you think like, oh man, okay, cool. I drew this once, and drawing the same thing over and over again. What is it? Oh shoot, I forget his name. He's got a good video here on YouTube about drawing the same bird over and over again. Struthless. If you look that up, Struthless. It's a great channel. He does like a lot of. He's a really good artist that dealt with like addiction, stuff like that, and talks about how he got better at drawing. And it was drawing a bird over and over again. Not an osprey, I forget what it was. Right. But hey, I'm more than happy to stick to just cartooning a cat, because I can do that all day. I could draw Garfield. We got a little lip action kind of turn up there. So I want to get that just a little bit. I don't know if I can see does not look like that cat. I know. Listen, that's not the point of this. The point is the practice. It's not. Doesn't make me comfortable being vulnerable with this stuff either. Being like, look, I'm making a. My friends would say like, well, DJ, that's still a way better cat than I could ever draw. Well, I understand, but and then his whiskers are kind of all over the place. Like, he's got some eyebrows. He's got some. It's okay if it doesn't look like the same cat. If I was drawing a portrait for someone, I wouldn't offer like a portrait drawing service. Draw a cat like this, Jesus. Like, hey, draw my beautiful cat. And I'm like, wow. Yeah. So I think that's that's the idea here is keeping those old sketches and doing them side by side. And I'm going to keep these. I'm going to come back and try this again in a couple weeks. And then once I've mastered getting feeling more comfortable, like even just from today, like that was the first cat head I drew that looked more like a mask, and then it's getting better and better, you know. Draw, see, like I draw for cartoons. I'll draw. This is Cynical Cat from V Friends. He's got a little heart nose. That's how I used to draw cats all the time with my comic strips, was just with a little heart nose, and I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, classic. Drawing cartoon cats is easy. You know, what do we got? Garfield. I'm gonna draw about Garfield here real quick. Yeah. Same thing. One of the first things I learned how to draw in my life was Garfield. It's kind of hard to mess him up once you learn how to draw him. I usually don't draw him this way though. It's facing this direction. So the old fat cat himself. See, he's just in there. So I think that's the other idea that I wanted to convey in my notes, was that the goal, I think, as a cartoonist for me, an artist, would be like, can you draw it on command? Even years later, I don't think I've drawn Garfield like in a long time. Sometimes you'd have those little things, right? Not bad. So like it's just in there. So the more you draw it over and over again, like I could just draw that on command, and we want to be able to draw the perfect mind cat, you know, perfect mind cat. So there we go. That's not so. Again, if I pull away and I take a step back and then I come back to the drawing, that's not a bad cat. It's interesting looking, but it's not that cat exactly. But it's still pretty good. But again, you know, we're thinking of those shapes across the board, those fundamental, you know, shapes, right, that are underneath there. The planes of the head. Also. And you got to think this way for like shading too, you know, like it'll be fun here. I'll take this off in a second. So sometimes just tracing those like polygonal lines like that, and then you move them away, you start to just train your brain to start to see that when you look at pictures, you know. And now, you know, if I faded that out, I have 2 minutes left here. If I faded that out, throw another layer on top of that one. And now I've got more of the right slope and everything. So don't feel like you're cheating if you're gonna trace, you know, a cat or a shape. It really does help to see those shapes and the fundamentals that's behind everything. It's even interesting to me, like those ears remind me of Garfield's ears in a way, you know, the way that they're curling up a little bit. This is looking more like a Puma, but I feel like I got that back and a little bit better there. See? Oh. And then I'm going to find it, I don't want to draw like a straight line on that. I'm going to find a way to like use the fur texture around to make the body shape. Like use some shadow there. Not too bad. Again, I'm not too happy with those eyes. Open that up a little bit. There's my timer. And that's it for today. So I've started with this cat head. And we went all the way through the spectrum here of trying to draw cat heads in 30 cat faces in 30 minutes. He's not very pleased with that. So drop your cat faces in the Discord chat. There should be a link to that. I hope you join the community, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the Daily Drawing Club. I hope this was fun for you. David said, it's great to see the weaknesses. Also, not everything we do is great. Stepping out of the comfort zone. It's how you grow. That's right. Susan says, I do sort of a sketch watercolor cartoony style for my children's books. Working on a new one, trying to make it different than the others. That's awesome. All right, guys. Have a great day. I will see you soon. I got to get ready for the VeeFriends comic stream at 8:30. And I hope to see you over there real soon. And, of course, join the Daily Drawing Club. We'll see you later, Gators. See you later.